Hey guys, today I'm going to be sharing with you our tentative schedule for this upcoming school year.
What I am trying to do is say I love you.
If you have been a subscriber for very long, you might know that our first year of homeschool, we just kind of went with the let's wing it mentality. I thought that's what my kids would enjoy. I thought it would be less stressful on me. So we didn't really necessarily set a schedule. We did fall a little bit into a routine of kind of how we did things day to day, but none of it was really set in stone. Not that anything ever is in homeschool, but it definitely was fluid. It changed day to day based on our home. And I think there's a lot of good in that, but my kids specifically asked me if this year we could have an actual solid schedule. Not even just a solid schedule, they wanted me to put together a timeline schedule that I could post and that they could see and know exactly when we should be going to another subject. Now, we do have a 2-year-old in the house, and my older children, my school-age children, are 8 and 6, and we have 2 dogs and life. So it may not be quite that scheduled, but we have it. We'll see how it goes. And just like everything else, it might change. In fact, it probably will change in some ways. But my kids asked to give it a try, and so we're going to try out having a more strict schedule this year. Okay, so first of all, I have this file that I created, and I actually have it in an editable form, and so let me know if you're interested and I can work to share this file with you. This is a file that basically they will keep at their little school spot, and they will have a dry erase marker, and every day they can mark off when they have completed that specific subject, and it's just something visual for them, give them a sense of accomplishment of checking something off of a list. I definitely get satisfaction when I get to check things off of the list, so this is that for them. And I did try to get, I mean, it's pretty basic, but I definitely prettied it up a little bit with some graphics that fit their personalities, and they're happy with them, so I'm excited about these. Now, this is the thing that you might think is like, whoa, that looks a little intense. But the reason why I have it set like this is because not every day that we do school, and we do school strictly 4 days a week, and then our 5th day is definitely a more fluid day where it's either field trips or we just squeeze in other work that still needs to be done. But Mondays and Tuesdays are the exact same. And then Wednesdays and Thursdays will be a little bit different. And the reason for that is because September through the end of November, and then again January through the end of March, we have co-op, and that goes from 9 until noon, so it kind of shifts our schedule around. And then on Thursdays we have gymnastics, which is like 10 to 11. So that's why this looks so intense. So okay, let me show it to you. It's gonna look really scary. Okay, so it's not as scary as it looks, I promise. Pretty much it's the same for my son and for my daughter. I'll explain when it's a little bit different. Oh, keep in mind that I do teach for VIP Kid, which I've spoke about before, and generally I teach from about 5 in the morning until 8 in the morning, and so this might seem like we're getting started a little bit late, but that's because it accounts for me not finishing teaching till 8, and then that's really when our morning starts, with breakfast and getting dressed and doing chores and then heading into school. So we will do Bible from 10 to 10:15, just real short and sweet. I have a at home, the Gospel Project at home that we're going to be working through again this year, except actually working through this year because we didn't stick with it very well last year. And then from 10:20 to 10:40, my daughter will work on her math, which is independent. It's through teaching textbooks. And during that time, I will be working with my son with his language arts, which I definitely need to sit with him and do. Then we will swap, and my son will work through his teaching textbooks, and my daughter will work on language arts. And When my son's finished with teaching textbooks, he's going to work with some math manipulatives and things like that. So if he has finished math and I'm still working on language arts with my daughter, then he will work through manipulatives. And we'll see how this works. We'll see throughout the year how much time each of them needs. And again, it could change, so we'll see. And then on Mondays and Tuesdays, we will be doing history both of those days after lunch. So after that language arts, we'll do lunch. I'll put the 2-year-old down for a nap. I hope he continues to nap through the school year. We'll see. So we'll do lunch. And then after lunch, that's when we'll do our history on Mondays and Tuesdays. On Wednesdays and Thursdays, during that history time, we'll do science instead. And then they'll both do reading. And this will be like a quiet time, reading either upstairs in our loft space here, like here in these little beanbag chairs, or if they're showing me that they're actually reading, they can lay in bed. I don't mind that. After that, like quiet time of reading, which will hopefully give me a little bit of quiet time too, my daughter will do computer/typing while my son and I work on spelling, and then again we will switch, and that will end at 2:30. And after that, I have like specifically put in that I want them to go outside. My kids like find all the reasons in the world to not go play outside. We have a fenced in yard with a little playground, and yes, it's not like the most elaborate backyard, but it's a backyard, and we live in Tennessee. The weather is generally pretty nice during the school year. They need to learn to get outside. So I'm like building in an outside time. And if the weather's bad, we'll play games or something. And then that takes us from 3 to 5. They do whatever they want. If they can use technology at that point, whatever it is. So basically, we're going to school from 10 until 2:30 with about an hour for lunch. Obviously, it won't really be that regimented. I'm sure that it's not going to be like, oh, it is 11:15, we're done with this. But it's a guide, and they wanted actual times written out, so we'll see how it works for us. Wednesdays, like I said, is going to be different once co-op starts because we're not going to attempt to do any school before co-op. So we will do science as soon as we get home from co-op after lunch, so from 12:30 to 1. And then we will do our math and language arts switch from 1 to 2. So I'll get them both switch off and on from math and language arts. Then from 2 to 2:30 is when we will do spelling. And then 2:30 to 3 is the reading quiet time. And they're going to switch between those two between them. And Thursday is pretty similar, except I am hoping to get math or language arts done before gymnastics. And if my son really wants to be ambitious, he could work on language arts while we're at Nora's gymnastics class if he wants to do it there. Otherwise, he just complains he's bored. So tell me, do you have a homeschool schedule, a strict one, a loose one? No schedule at all? And how does that work for you? Do you like it? Does it flow well? Give me your tips and your tricks for creating a good homeschool routine. What works for your family?
What I am trying to do is say I love you. Ooh, ooh, ooh.